A question that has been asked frequently is, how exactly did the Native Americans affect the history of the USA? We were taught that the Native American people were just people running around from place to place to place to place without any real purpose. Many people made them unimportant without recognizing their significance to U.S. history. But before we start talking about how the Native Americans affected the history of the Americas, we need to talk about how they got here, which is, of course, the Americas. But when you talk about the Americas, you also can't forget the two other parts of the Americas, which is South America, and also there is Canada, which altogether should look a little something like this. Well, kind of. The first Native Americans were thought to have come from a land bridge, and this land bridge consisted of Russia, and it also consisted of Alaska, which is a U.S. state today. Now, as you can see right here, Russia and also Alaska were connected by a land bridge, but this land bridge was made of ice. The Native Americans most likely crossed this land bridge while following their prey. Then they spread out through most of Canada, then to the U.S., then to South America. And that's how they came to be all over the Americas. After the Native Americans got to the Americas, they saw grass growing, and they saw all sorts of different types of things, like maybe some corn. And they decided that, hey, maybe we can grow that. So that's exactly what they did. They started growing corn and all sorts of foods, and that was the beginning of the farming revolution. After the farming revolution, people could finally sit down and take a rest. They actually started growing villages, and they also settled down and cooled out, and that's how most everything got started. After the farming revolution, people just started finding new ways to make things. They had more time to advance their techniques, and they even started building small cities. Well, this isn't a small city, but I guess you get the idea. The American Indian tribes actually had a form of government. They also started trading with other tribes, which increased their goods and ideas on other things. Once the Europeans arrived, they taught the Native Americans how to breed and domesticate animals like pigs and cows. In return, the Native Americans taught the Europeans how to get and domesticate horses. The Indians introduced a huge difference by planting corn and horses into the lives of the European, which many of us are related to today. So, if you ask, yes, the Native Americans did have a huge impact on what we as Americans do today.